We are live. Today we have special guest Dustin Nichols in the house. Welcome back to another Z Pro Lithium powered episode, double digit podcast number 29. Perfect. How you doing, Dustin?
I'm doing good. 29. I wish I was 29 again, man. Gosh,
Oh
dang.
man, those were the years.
That was some good times back then. You
What
need
were
to
you
add
doing
what?
when you were 29?
Oh, I was in Texas, but I wasn't.
What
I wasn't
city?
wasn't married yet, so I was running amok all over the place.
Were
I
you a
moved from
ladies man?
San Diego
Wait, San
to
Diego.
Edna, Texas.
Wait, you're in station in San Diego?
I was there at the time. I was stationed in 29 Palms in the middle of nowhere when I was in the Marine Corps. 15 months there for
Mm-hmm.
my MOS school, and then I was in Kaneohe Marine Corps Air Station on Oahu. And I got
Where?
out, went back home on Oahu,
Yeah.
on Hawaii. Yeah, yeah.
When did you first serve in the military? What was your first year?
1990.
1990, and you were
Yeah,
in Oahu.
yeah. I was. Well, I went to boot camp since I grew up in Southeast Georgia.
Uh huh.
So, I'm in East Coast roots, man. I'm the real Marines. I wasn't that Hollywood Marine. Went to
Mm-hmm.
MCRD San Diego. I'm playing. Now, I went to Paris Island, got out of there, did the Marine combat training and all that good stuff at Camp Lejeune, Camp Geiger, and then went to 20 Palms for my MOS school, and then
Mm-hmm.
got stationed in at Kaneohe Marine Corps Air Station on the beautiful island of Oahu. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Being a surfer growing up, surf, skateboard industry, and all that, it was pretty cool to get stationed over there. Pretty good waves right there on base on the windward side of the island. Pyramid Rock, North Shore, Zombies, a bunch of good waves right there, and you can drive over the country and surf all the lesser known spots that weren't near as crowded. In the summertime, you go down and surf town, surf like Key Wallow Basins, Caicos, China Walls. I'd surf above Suicides, Rices. There's a little wave there called Graveyards I really liked a lot too on the south shore there. Yeah, in the summertime, go down there and just chill, Waikiki, grab a longboard, surf queens and canoes right there, and just hit on all the tourist girls.
So you're single back in the
Back
day
in the
when you
day,
were 29. When did you get married?
Yeah, I was married. I think, dude, I can't remember, man. That's 22 years ago, dude. What's up,
You
Tyler
don't
B?
you don't have to answer this, but
Yeah.
I've heard the Marine now ain't the Marine back in the day. What's your
Well,
take on it?
all the branches of service have gotten a little soft. Dude, we didn't have no stress cards or like all that stuff, timeouts or whatever they're giving them now. They can be like, I want to say my hurts, and I want to really say it, but I'm trying to be trying to be
PG-13?
trying to be PG-13 on here, and I mean I do represent some brands. I'm trying to, you gotta be professional, but no, it's definitely gotten soft. I'll go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean, they used to run you up and down. I mean, you used to have to hold your dang rifle by the dang flash suppressor, the end of the barrel, like straight out in front of you when you made them mad. I think I had my friends send me a bunch of, like, what they called it back in the day, podunk. It's all like junk food. Yeah, I got a box full of like Little Debbie's and stuff. Them fools made me eat like 3 boxes of Little Debbie's, drink like 4 canteens of water, and then they PT'd the crap out of me until I threw up, and then made me do like snow angels in my own throw up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I got some good stories, man.
That's going
And I
on
was
my
crazy
IG.
because I was like the practical joker. I was a class clown in high school, so there's like Nichols, Knuckles. Now, my nickname was Knuckles because when we had the pugil sticks and we got to fight, I would fight anybody. I didn't care who it was. I didn't care how
Whoa.
much bigger they were than me. I would get in there with them. I wouldn't back down.
What was your best takeaway from military? Your best lesson?
organization and discipline, and you can apply that to fishing. Yep.
So, what are some of the things that you applied from the discipline factor? Like how does that help you?
Timeline, scheduling, knowing when to not push it to stay on the water too long and miss weigh-ins and stuff like that. You can apply that to it, or sticking to a game plan and having a set way to do things, and not to deviate and get that little self-talk in your head like you do sometimes in tournaments when you know that bite's going to turn on and you don't want to leave the spot because they're not eating, but that afternoon bite's going to pick up. Is trying to keep yourself there to keep from moving and then going and then scrambling to try to find something when you should have stuck around and that bite. Then you talk to one of your buddies that was like, yeah, man, I was on that hump and they turned on. That'll happen to you. It can happen for sure.
When did fishing really hit you like
I
the
fished
hardest?
Since I was a kid, man. I grew up in it. My dad, my granddad, my uncles were all avid fishermen. My granddad was the fire chief in the town I grew up in southeast Georgia, so I had an in to fish a bunch of farm ponds and private lakes and neighborhoods and all that stuff. I'd just be like, hey, yeah, y'all know my granddad. They'd be like private ponds. You ain't really supposed to be in there sneaking into the golf courses, but everybody knew my granddad because he played golf. They're like, oh, you Chief Nichols' grandson? Yep. Well, I'm not going to do anything. I just want to catch fish. I'm not going to leave any trash. And that's back in the day. That's back in the 80s when you could go up and knock on people's door. Hello. And you could ask permission. There ain't a lot of that right now. You ain't.
No.
And I bass fished since I was throwing a bait caster when I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
I still got a couple of my Shimano Bantam 10 SGs.
The plastic ones, right?
The black and gold ones.
Black and gold ones.
Bantam 100s and then the silver, the Bantam 10s. I got a couple of those still.
When did they start making the Chronarchs?
Oh, man, I can't remember.
Did you own a Chronarch back then, too?
Back in the day, like later on I did.
Later on?
I had a Chronarch and some Sidicas.
Oh, nice. The white ones, right?
Yeah. And it's going full circle, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Wow.
I
got some announcements coming, so.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not really letting anything out of the bag quite yet, but if you can
think
in that direction of, I started out at Shimano and been on Dival, but something's coming full circle, so you can kind of figure that out.
Nice.
We'll see.
Nice.
Got something working.
So.
But yeah, I've been fishing since I was a kid,
When was your first? When did you first get in a kayak?
Kayak fishing probably around 2014. And I would always fish. Well, in Texas, the first thing I noticed was, dude, there's people like walking out there in the water, and they take the boat, or you can just find spots to walk in and wade fish in the bay systems here to catch redfish, trout, flounder. So, it was just natural for me to, I'd take a rod or two with me before I went to surf. I'd go and surf some little crappy wind swell. So, yeah. Texas isn't exactly known for good waves. But I'd surfed all my life. I'd surfed coming up. I surfed, I'd travel, go to Central America, different places, surf some really good waves, kind of did a little competitive side of it too. And, but that was it. In Texas, you'd go surf some little, 3-foot wind swell, and I'd fish in the morning before. There's a couple spots I could walk in I knew pretty well, and I'd go throw top water early in the morning before sunrise and usually catch some pretty good trout, redfish.
Wow.
So I got to see
still do it?
on.
You still surf?
No, I hadn't surfed in about a year and a half. But I still roll around on that board and then bowl, so I still get on that skateboard. Yeah,
nice.
Little bit. But yeah, I would fish before I surfed. Pick up a few fish for the cooler, make some fish tacos or whatever later, and then because it's always been part of me. So I was just like, I saw the guys in the, I saw kayaks around. I was like, man, I can increase my range, and then I started, fishing some backwaters around the area where I work, and a lot of good marsh systems over there, and I could get in, on the redfish and the flounder. Started really liking to target the big speckled trout, 100 hunting trophy
Yeah.
speckled trout, and then we got some. I figured out, oh crap, there's tournaments, and then next thing you know, I learned about CATS, which was the Kayak Angler Tournament Series here in Texas, that kind of been around for a long. It had already been around for quite a while when I found them, and then I was in a CUDA 12 when I entered my first bass tournament on a kayak, and they had a few different divisions back then, and I went and fished a lake blind. Never had fished that lake before. Picked an area, went and fished it, and I got third place.
Nice.
And it was the social division. I wasn't fishing in the what they called the pro or whatever they had back then.
Yeah.
They had it split in two divisions, and since this was my first tournament in the kayak, I was like, I'm just going to go start out at the bottom level and see what I can do.
Was
And
this
that
the
first-
90s or the 80s?
No, this was in 2014
2014.
or
Oh,
15.
okay. Yeah, that's right.
14. Yeah.
But then how long has the kayak? What is it called? CAT, right?
CATS, that had been around
CATS.
quite a few more years before I found out about all the tournaments, because I was still like really huge into surfing, and I would just fish here and there. I
Yeah.
didn't really get the real bug until about 16, and that's when I really started fishing all the time, and
Oh
then
wow.
it started kicking off, and then I hadn't surfed in about a year and a half. I
What was your
I
first-
got burnt out.
Was it a victory that got you the bug for fishing? Do you remember like a specific event that really got you addicted to fishing?
No, it was always an addiction. It just was kind of still in the background, because I had always done it, always really enjoyed it. I did a few, like, good old boy, like the Autumn Hall Bassmasters in Georgia. Me and my buddy Jamie, we had fished a couple of events of those. I think, that was it. And then there was some traveling to different river systems and stuff in Georgia. There are a lot of tidal influence rivers there that are pretty cool to fish for bass, kind of similar to the Sabine. So any events on the Sabine, I kind of like. Even though
Speaking
people
of
hate
Georgia,
that
do
place,
you-
I kind of like that place.
Yeah. Do you know Damian Henderson or what is it? Jensen Flukemaster over in Georgia?
I know who they are, and I've met them before,
Yeah.
but I didn't know them when I lived in Georgia.
Mhm.
I've been in Texas since 1996.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What city do you live in?
Victoria. I'm about an
Victoria.
hour and a half southwest of Houston. It's called the Crossroads because I can get to Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Corpus, all under 2 hours to each place. So I'm kind of like in the middle of everything.
Not bad.
Kind of
not
like a
bad.
corridor. But where I work is about 45 minutes away. It's in Point Comfort, and I'm close to Port O'Connor. A lot of Great Bay systems, Kellers, Karankawa, Lavaca Bay, Seadrift, Port O'Connor. Great inshore fishing right there. And I'm, and then if I want to go to Corpus or Rockport, Port Aransas, I'm within an hour and a half of all of that. There's some great fishing there as well. Great grass flats and just clear water, sight casting. There's marsh systems to the north in the Oasis Bay. There's just a lot of killer area here in our fishery in Texas, and not only that, there's some great bass lakes as well near me. Fayette, Choke Canyon's under an hour and a half. It'll be 3.5 hours. I can be at Rayburn.
Yeah,
Nice. There's some Lake Conroe. Done well in a few tournaments there. I just like competition. I've always been competitive, be it, BMX freestyle back in the day, skateboarding, surfing, and then fishing. And then once I got the bug for the tournaments and all that, it just kind of took off. And even if it's bass, I don't fish for bass near as much as I inshore fish, but I still love it. I still love to catch them. I still love the thrill of, being on the water and trying to catch a 10-pounder, dude. There's still nothing else like it.
Oh yeah, for sure. What's your next event?
My next
first-
event, I had a couple back-to-back here recently. Kind of got on a roll. I'm hoping I can continue. We had, what do we got coming up?
Do you have any,
Ray Del Mar. It's one of the bigger kayak events on the Gulf Coast. It's a split species series. One day is offshore for kingfish, Spanish mackerel, cobia, or snapper, whatever you can load up on, and then the next day is inshore for your heaviest 2 redfish with some other side pods.
Oh wow.
That's a guaranteed $10,000 payout by sponsor dollars as well. It's put on by Mike Morales with Fin Factory out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Should be a pretty big draw. They usually have a pretty big crowd for that event. It's pretty killer.
No bass fishing coming up.
No, there's a Texas Bassicker has one in October. And then I have my split species. I'm running a split multi-species event. I started it last year. It's called the Redfish Greenfish Smackdown, and it's your best 3 redfish on day 1. Virtual tournament. You know, you got to have your fish submitted by a certain time, and last cast and all that good stuff. Just like a regular virtual tournament, but there's no meetup the first day. Then the next day we fish Lake Bass Drop, and we have your best 5 bass, and then the awards are there at the pavilion there on Lake Bass Drop. And then it'll be your aggregate total of your best 3 redfish and your best 5 bass.
All length.
All length, yeah.
Wow. What is the turnout like?
Last year there was 12 because it was the first year, and then everybody kind of saw what it was about, and they were all. I had people that were like, "Why are you having it on Bass Drop?" Well, I had put up mid-90s like 2 times the week before. The lake was fishing pretty good, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna run it on Bass Drop. We're gonna see what's up. It gets fished heavily. It's a power plant lake. It has a lot of hydrilla and eelgrass, which I like. I like to punch. I like to flip.
Oh, nice.
I like to throw topwaters over submergent grass.
Yep.
Big stick bakes. Yep. Have fun with it. And it has a ramp on the north end and the south end. Just so happened last year during the second day of the event, we had 20-mile-an-hour south winds, So we were still able to fish till lines out because all of the south pockets were protected. If we would have tried to fish Fayette, you'd have had 4-foot waves at all the ramps.
Oh, man.
It wouldn't have been fun. Not at all. So, yeah. Oh, Tyler, what's up, man? Susquehanna in 2 months. Yeah, that's on my schedule. The Bassmaster on the Susky. I'm going to go up there with the Coosa X and 1103 and try to catch some smallmouth. I'm definitely doing that.
Nice. So you are the team manager for Jackson Kayaks.
Yes, sir.
What is it like being in that role?
Whew. Yeah, it can be busy at times, especially the off seasons especially up north. It gets cold and they have all the fishing shows going on. So all the scheduling, setting up team members with respective dealers that they support to provide coverage and support from Jackson for them at the fishing shows for the kayaks on display that the dealers have and all that good kind of stuff. Yeah, it's can be busy. I got some stuff going right now. Working on some things coming up in a couple weeks behind the scenes. I'll be keeping your eyes out. And then it's just there's constant influx of new applications coming in, reviewing those. Working behind the scenes with Emily with marketing, Will, Emily Jackson, Will Richardson, Chad Brock also runs our social media, and working with them, and then still myself trying to, provide content as well, because that's what I enjoy. I still enjoy doing that because I came up, I got on the team in 2017 just as a regional angler, just like we brought you on as, and you put in the work, you're going to move up, you're going to become national level. Get the benefits of that, and then just put in the hard work and was able to come up as a team lead, and then from there grew into the team manager position, which is pretty cool. Never thought I'd be in this position, but here I am. I'm running a team for a great kayak brand that we believe in, and it's been pretty dang rad.
What would you say? If someone, like, for instance, if I was asking you, what does it take to be a team manager? What kind of qualifications should I have? And what kind of skills should I have to be a team manager of a brand?
Networking is always great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to network and 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 have some patience and be available. That's the main thing. I feel like I'm very available to everybody if they need to reach out and talk to me or call and support, any words of encouragement, or if they need any help with ordering or, you know, anything else. You know, I feel I've always been pretty dang accessible to everybody.
Yeah, and I do enjoy that because you know, out of the I don't have that many sponsors, but the sponsors that I do have, I probably say that we've talked on the phone numerous times, compared to any other team manager that I have, and I definitely respect it as a teammate, kind of just being reached out to, feeling like I'm part
like
of
you're
the team.
appreciated. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know we
like
have a
a
lot
friend.
of people on Jackson. There's a lot of us, and it.
Yeah.
And I can't see everything. You know, I can't stay on social media all day and see everything that everybody's doing. So I do.
Yeah.
I will. I'm human. I'm gonna miss things here and there. But what's great about our Facebook group we have with the team is that we all catch up on there, and then, you know, I'll run some updates every other week or so and say, hey, what everybody's been going up to. If I didn't catch anything, I'll catch it there. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, there is a lot, you know, there's some behind the scenes stuff with R&D. There's some stuff, you know, with when we're going to open up boat orders for next year, you know, progression of team shirts for next. I mean, just, there's a lot of stuff you have going on behind the scenes that not everybody sees.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's some work besides having a full-time job as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being organized is definitely one of the of the skills.
You got to know some spreadsheets. Google Docs is a plus.
Yeah. What would you recommend for an angler that wants to get a sponsorship with the brand? What are the top tier qualifications that they should have?
Man, I'm going to tell you, I came up, you know, sponsored in surfing and skateboarding. Early on, BMX riding in flatland and riding half pipes back in the day. And I applied what I did back then. You know, I definitely wouldn't just go after just any random product just for that badge, you know, or just for that show. You know, it's always something that I've used that's tried and true, that I believe in, a product I believe in. I'm not just going to jump on any brand just to have it. And that's what, you know, there's a lot of that NPS or whatever it is website where you pay and they get you them discount codes and all that. Yeah, that's fine and dandy. More power to you. But where you're really going to shine is if you build a relationship with a brand by organic promotion. And it's something you truly believe in, and they notice you.
Yeah.
And then you work out a partnership through that way. You know, and they have to see, there's got to be a return on investment. You know, you've got to be putting it out there. You got to be, and it's got to be organic. It's not going to be like some used cars man or something try to sell you a Yugo or whatever. Suzuki Samurai or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. I mean, you're going to get shot down a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
If you put in the work, though, set yourself apart, and really organically promote things, it'll happen.
Does it take a lot of time to kind of establish yourself inside the industry in order to get some brand names to believe in you?
Yeah, it's not an overnight success story for sure. It definitely takes some time, takes some work. Yeah.
After what was your biggest story? Like, what was your first sponsorship where you were just like, oh man, these guys really do believe in me. I paid my dues. I've been doing it this long. Do you remember a story, something like that?
Yeah. Well, Torpedo was a big one for sure. Because that team's like stacked, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and to get on there and be part of that team with the caliber of anglers and that they have on there is just pretty cool. And to be able to work with Jeff Little and film with him and have him, you know, a couple videos, he came down to Texas. We did some stuff. The weather was horrible, but hey, we
Mm-hmm.
made it work. You know,
Yeah.
and just being able to represent them has been a big plus too. You know, I thoroughly believe in that brand and the performance of those motors. So yeah, it's always
How
been
long?
good.
How long have you been fishing and putting out content before Turquito hit you up, before Jeff Little and you made a
I had been
connection?
on Jackson for a couple years,
Mm-hmm.
and I had bought. I had used our pro deal for Torquedo to get a discount and bought my
Right.
original 403, which is going
Mm-hmm.
on 5 years old.
Oh wow.
Then I got on pretty shortly after that once I started putting content out. And
Yeah.
at the time, Matt Ball, who is also factory level on Jackson, is also the team captain for Torquedo, and had a spot open up and you know, talked to me and was like, man, you're putting out stuff saltwater side. You know, we need somebody down that way anyway. So, you know, let's bring you on. You know, work your way up. So yeah, it's been pretty rad.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
you and Matt Ball are now good buddies, or?
Yeah, Matt's super. I wish I could visit with him and fish with him all the time, but unfortunately, we're about
Mm-hmm.
16 hours away from each other. But if I see him at an event, you know, we're like long little buddies. You know,
Yeah.
I love Matt. He's
Yeah.
a great guy. And stoked to have him
Nice.
on Jackson. Stoked for him to be my team captain on Torquedo. And definitely cool. Yeah,
How long is this journey gonna be? Are you gonna be
Man.
doing it till life or what?
I hope so. I like this. You know, the kayak is so more. I mean, it's cheaper for one thing than the boats. Than like bust out another 1,000. Every time I turn around, all my friends that got boats, they're buying a freaking new prop, or they blew the power head, or they lost a freaking jack plate, or their power pole's jacked up, or something.
Yeah.
It's always something, like for real.
Exactly.
So, man, as long as I can hang on and you know, I still got time for my family. That's the main thing. My daughter did start. My youngest daughter started high school this year, and she signed up for golf, and now she's going to be on the golf team. And
Oh wow.
a lot of their events are during the week, which is cool too. But then they have some tournaments that might be on the weekend. It might kind of coincide with things, and you know, I'm okay with fishing a few events here and there. I'm not trying to. I'd love to get out on the road and really bang on the national trails on the bass side.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
But my schedule right now just isn't going to let me. I'm fine with some of the good redfish events we got around here, just to tickle the urge every now and then, and to fish some of the local trails. The Texas Kayak Bass League. Hell, we usually have over 100 anglers in those anyway. So, you know, it's some of the best sticks in the state fish that league, and if I can, you know, consistently finish in the top 15 there, you know, I'm pretty happy for not really bass fishing a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know.
You still have a relationship with your father, or is?
Yeah. My dad actually works at the same company I do. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Does he give any tips to your daughter about golfing and everything?
My dad. It was my granddad that was the big golfer.
Oh, your granddad.
My father's dad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My dad can golf too, but my
Yeah.
Papa Nichols was the avid one, and then my nephew.
Oh wow.
My sister's son, my nephew Lane,
Yeah.
is amazing. So he's going to help her out too as well. He's where my sister lives in Georgia. My nephew's the club champion there for the past 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I caught a 10-pounder in front of him when we were golfing one day.
No way. How many
Yeah, I got
tens do you have under your belt?
I don't know.
Is it because of the power plants in Texas? Does that generate double
No,
digits all the
most
time?
of mine
or
are in
what?
Georgia.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got 3 here.
Yeah. What? Is it a secret honey hole or?
The one of them, the one I called the 1092 in Fairfield.
Fairfield, Texas?
Yeah, Fairfield Lake, the one that's
Fairfield
trying
Lake?
to get sold right now. Yeah, everybody knows about it already. Freaking,
really?
What's his name? What's the dude with the long hair? Milliken. Yeah, Milliken
Yeah.
jacked that lake up. Yeah, all sack.
Oh, you don't like Milliken?
No, he's all right, but dude,
Yeah.
if you knew that lake, if you fished it enough,
Yeah.
you'll know where he was at. Same thing. There's a couple
Oh,
other
really?
lakes he's put out there, and you can say, "Oh my God, what's he doing at that lake? Don't show that dang ramp again." You know,
Where is it? Fairfield.
Fairfield, it's about an hour southeast of Corsicana, kind of going up towards like Dallas, a little more
Going up
southeast
towards
of
Dallas.
Yeah,
Southeast.
it's about 4 hours and 45 minutes from me. I'd leave the house about 1 in the morning to get up there and fish it sometimes.
And you said you're between Austin
Amazing
and
lake.
Houston.
Yeah, I'm kind of down southwest of Houston. So I'd haul ass up
Southwest.
through College Station and go through
Okay.
Buffalo and into Fairfield there and fish that lake quite a bit when it was on for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then most
it's
of
one
your
my
double
favorite
digits,
lakes.
most of your
Georgia.
double digits are in Georgia. you
A
said?
couple in Florida from when I was a kid. Yeah, I got a 13.2 when I was 15 years old.
What are you catching those fish on?
That fish
Like
there
those
was
double
caught on a
digits.
wild shiner. That was a cheat.
What about your other fish? What was your legit?
I caught one on a giant freaking culprit, like a 10-inch culprit worm in the moccasin color. I caught
Culprit
him on
worm. Is that
culprit. It's
ribbon
like
tail?
a ribbon tail. Yeah, culprit's the brand. Yeah. Dang old spot burner.
Okay.
Yeah, that Jesse. What's up, man? That's
Oh,
one of
the
another
original
one of our
culprit?
great Jackson Kayak team members there. We had just we were just in Florida back in March filming for Jameson's Road Trip Angler. Those episodes have been airing on Bally Sports, so you want to see us put the smackdown on some Swanee bass, and I put on a freaking clinic skipping under docks for them snook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty
Nice.
fun, man. It's pretty fun. It's pretty dang fun.
Sick.
But yeah, I've caught a pretty good one here at Choke on a jabberjaw crankbait.
Over
that,
10?
Yeah. I
Is it
lost
like
one.
a
It was
square
I lost one
bill
that was
or-
bigger. Yeah, square bill. I lost one that was bigger on like 2 casts before that. I lost one that was probably pushing 13 or bigger.
Did you say Georgia or Texas?
Texas. That was a Choke
Texas.
Canyon. Yeah, and I've
Choke
got
Canyon.
two over 10 on Fairfield.
I'd say if I move closer to like Austin or Georgetown, what's the best lake around there?
Oh, you can still catch some big ones on Town Lake.
What's
Lake Austin
Town Lake?
too. Town Lake's right there in
Austin?
downtown Austin. Yeah,
Oh, really?
there's still some janks in there. Yeah,
Why do
Giants.
they get so big over there?
conditions to grow.
Oh, okay.
The fishery. A lot of the lakes they have the the share lunker programs. They're stocking that
Yeah.
broad, and TPWD does some pretty damn good work on the bass side. OHIV, Toledo Bend. You got a chance to catch some big fish anywhere you go here. Pretty much.
It's because primarily the gizzard shad? Is that why?
There's
that the
shad.
primarily
There's
food
shad, but
source?
there's a lot of big bluegill and tilapia
Oh, okay.
in some of these other lakes.
Those redfish, what do they eat?
They eat everything, dude. I'll throw
They
a
eat
popping frog at them in the marsh sometimes when the water's super high. And they freaking destroy them.
Will I get hooked? Because
them
I've
big booty baits, dude. Them big booties. Yeah, they eat.
I've
them.
I've never fished for a redfish.
They got tendencies like a bass. They're aggressive. They like moving baits. They like top waters. They
Do you
stuff
like the
that's crawling on
redfish
the bottom.
better?
But I like chasing big speckled trout more than anything.
Oh, okay.
Those are voracious, gill shaking, head chunking, gill flaring, jumps and head rattles and head shakes underwater, and
It's like a
they're
small
just mean.
trout?
Once they get over 24 inches, they're just freaking mean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they'll
What-
hit big glide baits too. Not a lot of people throw them, but
Really?
they'll hit some glide baits. I've been using that for the past like 4 or 5 years, and it's just
And
there's some people starting to catch on to it. And same with the jerk baits over suspended structure. Just
Are you
like bass fishing.
catching them the Gulf of Mexico, or like what areas are you going to?
They're in the bay systems here. There is
The
some
bay
out in the deeper
systems,
water
okay.
stuff. They move in and out of the surf, and there's some surf trout here and there. But
Yeah.
I'm fishing, on the shallow grass flats and down in Baffin over the rocks in Baffin. There's some old rock formations in Baffin. Lavaca Bay, I fish a lot of deep water oyster and structure. A lot of riprap around the bridges and pylons and stuff.
Over in
Kinda got 'em
California,
figured
like
out.
the spotted bass are more popular. Spotted bass and
The calico. Yeah,
Yeah.
calico, and they catch the cobazone and the sheephead
Yeah.
over there and the lingcod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go
Do
over
do
there
you
and
have
go
any of
offshore.
those species?
Mm-mm.
Do you have those species there?
Not that kind
No?
they have over there. I do not. No.
How about I come visit you and you take me to the best spots, and
You
then
come
you
here and
come
come here
visit
in
me.
October, November. I'll take you and we'll run into schools of 50 plus redfish coming right at us, and we'll just tear them up all day.
Damn. And you got to take me to double-digit bass land.
We can go there. I got a couple little state park lakes we can go to, and we got a dang good shot at them there too.
Really? Like any?
Oh yeah, like less than
multiple
300
tens?
acres. Oh yeah.
Really?
They're kind of finicky at
Please.
times, but you throw big live baits and you can get them sometimes. Yeah. I got a couple sneaky
Oh,
spots.
please.
A couple sneak.
Please bring me.
Yep.
I promise
Come on down, dude.
I won't record any lawn tramps. I'll just record off my GoPro.
Yeah, we can record. We'll take pictures, and I know how to work them angles. I do it all the time.
Oh, that would be a cool show, man, on my YouTube channel. Damn.
Shoot, yeah, dude. Road trip out here, multi-species. We could catch the redfish in the morning and go catch the
Yeah.
bass in the afternoon.
We can call it
We-
the Redfish Bass Challenge or something.
Yeah, we could go do that.
50-inch challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Bass over 20, 25, and a redfish over 25. What was your
We
longest
get a
bass?
redfish over 25 any day.
Oh,
I've got
25
a-
is easy.
Yeah, I've had a 25.75 here.
Bass, right?
Uh-huh. And my
How much
biggest
is that?
redfish is over 50 inches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the redfish they clear 40 inches, no problem.
They'll clear 40, yeah. The right times of year, if you hit them right. Like
Yeah.
the big one I caught was in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and there's some resident fish there in a certain river that I catch them on crankbaits, and they're stupid in there. But I've caught some 40-inch plus here, 41,
Nice.
42s.
And then the 25.75 bass, how much did it weigh and what did you catch it on?
It was skinny.
It
It was like 9. It was like 9, 7, 8 or something like that. It was under 10. It was on the jackhammer, bruised green pumpkin with the Zaco.
God, why do those long fish have to be so skinny sometimes?
Yeah.
So all your 10s and all your 13s were all short fish? Like 24
The
inch?
13 when I was a kid was, I don't know how long it was. I was 15 years
Yeah.
old. So, but I just know it was giant, and we weighed it, and it was giant.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, I know
Was
Miss
it-
Jean, Miss Jean, if she was on there, I don't know if she's on here or not, but she's caught a lot of freaking tanks, 27s and stuff,
Oh, wow.
28s. Yeah, big old fish,
Dang.
big old Florida fish, man. But yeah,
Where's
I've had
Gene
a lot
Wilson
of
from?
25 and a quarters that are 10 pound, a 10 pounder.
Yeah.
But it was just so fat, big old head. Miss Jean's in Florida. She's outside of Tallahassee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Mama
what would you
Jean.
say, like 24 and a quarter is like the absolutely shortest 10 that you could catch, or have you caught anything under
24 and a half.
that's
I could see some of the 24 and a halves here going 10 during the spawn.
during the spawn?
They
Okay.
could push 10. Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen a 22 incher being a 10?
Not here. I haven't. I know probably there's some people might
Yeah.
have, but I'm not. I
Yeah.
haven't. I have not.
Yeah.
It's the
Damn.
land of the giant jeans. Yeah, they got a good thing going on here.
Ugh. I want to be a
It's
part
where-
of this thing.
Yeah. When you moving over here,
Hopefully soon, man.
we'll get you some leads on some wedding photography and film videography.
Oh, yeah, dude,
get you a
for
job
sure.
going.
Oh, man. I would move in a heartbeat if you can help me out with that business. Shoot.
Shoot.
What else is there? What else was I gonna ask you?
All I know is I appreciate what you're doing out there in that Take Two out there in California, brother.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I've been fishing out of mine a lot. Got
Oh,
plenty
yeah?
of room. Yep. I can run my live well in front of me and keep
Yeah.
my fish alive when I'm fishing a redfish tournament, so I don't get deductions.
How is that going?
It goes good.
Like having the live well in front of you, does that give you enough room to fish?
I still
Do you-
got plenty of room to fish and lay my net across the top, and my feet are to the side of it, and it goes way up. And it goes in front of me. That Take Two's got freaking endless room.
Do you sit on the cooler, the live well?
I sit on my chair. I sit on the
Oh, you sit
normal
on the
chair in
chair.
the middle
Okay.
position in the single angler setup, and then I just have the. It's a smaller box. It's a sportsman's box. It's 16.5 inches wide by 29 inches long. And I
Oh,
got a
okay,
little
so it's
divider inside
shorter.
of it, so it's a little shorter and little skinnier, so it fits right in between my legs, man.
Oh.
So I can sit
Oh,
there and lift
okay.
it up. I got a hinged lid. I got an O2 bottle on the backside
I
that injects
see.
O2, and I got a recirculator in there.
So it's not deep. It's not that deep. It's not that
It's pretty
tall.
deep. It's about 14 inches tall.
It's not like an Orion's cooler or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no, no. It's like
Oh, okay.
a Plano sportsman's box.
Oh, okay.
Pretty low
Got it.
profile. Yeah, it fits about 7 gallons of water in there, eight
Oh,
gallons.
okay.
Yeah.
And then how big of a redfish? You said 29 inches
The
long?
28 is our max. If they're over 28, we can't keep them. The slot's 20 to 28.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they got to be within the slot.
Oh,
Put some G
that's a
juice in
cool
there. I got a
sport.
bunch of
Yeah.
frozen water bottles that I throw in there when it's hot to keep them cool. And I got a 10-pound bag of ice. As soon as I get back to my truck, I dump the 10-pound bag of ice in there.
Man, you
Freaking
should take a
slows the
picture.
metabolism down. Yeah,
You
I'll
should
take a
take a
picture of it
picture of
next time
that.
I'm out. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
send
I
it to
need
me.
to do
That's a
another
cool
walkthrough of
setup.
it. Yeah, it's a pretty neat setup when it's on the, when it's on the boat and everything. And then
Yeah.
just that thing's just a beast, man. I was running through waves. I had like 20-mile-an-hour winds, hauling butt back to the launch.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last, a couple of tournaments ago. That was pretty crazy because the wind was crazy. It has been hot. It's been like an inferno over here. And I pulled off 2 fish that morning on a wake bait. They were like
Mm-hmm.
hitting it and running straight to me, knocking slack them out of line. I couldn't catch up to them and pin them. And they were good fish too. And then the bite just died. I mean, I threw at some fish that were like they were like crawling in shallow water, rooting
Yeah.
around for the crabs.
Yeah.
I threw everything I had at them. They wouldn't touch nothing, or they'd spook as soon as I tried to push back there. So
Oh,
finally, about 11:30, I saw a little snowy egret, little bird running down the bank, and he was chasing. There's a little shrimp jumping. I saw 3 little
Yeah.
mud puffs pop up, so you knew there's fish there. So I had a little popping cork with a real short leader. I threw it right to there, and as soon as it hit, it kind of bounced and it said, boop, went underwater. Set a hook, got a 23.5-inch fish.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, shoot, I got a keeper. All good, let's go. Put him in
Yeah.
live well, tented him, got him upright, got him swimming around in there pretty good.
Yeah.
Threw a couple frozen water bottles in there, cool the water down.
Yeah.
Got the circulator going, little G juice, good to go. And then I didn't get another bite until 2:15,
Yeah.
and I threw it under a little undercut bank where some of the grass was growing over. The tide had finally filled in, and then that cork hit and kind of bounced, and then stoop, straight underwater, set the hook, felt the drag, felt everything, felt a head shake, and then doom, it was gone.
Ugh.
And I had 2 more do the same thing, and I was like, man, I really need the second fish today. I really need that second fish. So I got back to the launch, 4 o'clock. You had to be at the weigh-in by 4:30. I was 12 minutes away. Got back probably about 10 till 4, I guess. And then 2 of the guys that had launched there were already loading up, and they were throwing their kayaks in their truck. I said, y'all heading away in? Y'all got any fish? And they said, yeah, we're going. They said, we both got 1 small fish, but we're going. I said, all right, I'm right behind y'all. And then I got to the weigh-in at 4:17. And there were, I don't know how many other people there were entered in it or not, but it was, the 2 guys that I saw were the only 2 people that had brought in fish so far.
Oh, wow.
So I went and I weighed my fish,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know where I'm sitting, but if nobody else shows up by 4:30, I'm in the dang money because only 3 of us weighed in fish. Out of like have 12 or 15 or how many people were entered.
Okay.
And the entry fee was like $275, so it's a pretty dang.
Oh, wow. That's a big
yeah,
pot.
all the tournaments here, and then there's a Calcutta on the side as too.
Yeah.
I had $100 a pop.
Oh,
that you
my.
can put in, and then whoever wins the Calcutta, if I could have bought another angler, I could have bought myself.
Yeah.
So you win another, $1,500,
Yeah.
with that. So
Yeah.
the time's coming down. They're like, oh, there's a couple guys that hadn't checked in. So I called my wife. I said, I think I'm probably in the money. I don't know if I got second or if I won. I said, I got 3 minutes, and then I'm going to know. And then next thing you know, they closed the scale, and then the other guy came up. He said, dude, what was your weight? And I told him 429, and he says, oh, man, mine was 409. And then the other guys was 382. I was like, God dang, I just won this dang tournament with one stupid fish.
Wow.
And I almost didn't go to weigh in, but
that's the only fish you caught.
That's the only fish I caught. So I learned my lesson a long time ago. Go to weigh in. I've done lost some side pots for not going to weigh in for like the spot pot or a big trout.
So you won the Calcutta too?
Yeah, I won all that junk.
Oh wow! When was this? Last week?
July 15th.
July 15th.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's the picture back there.
Nice, dude.
Because we just rearranged my room, I got to throw it around somewhere.
Yeah, I saw that photo on your IG. That's awesome. Or it's a painting, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I need to get out
there. Chris said we need a better transducer mount on the Take 2. Yeah, we'll take that into consideration, considering that is a recreational boat. That's a rec boat.
Yeah.
That's what it's been in the rec lineup. Man, I'd love to take that boat and turn it into a fishing machine and add a hatch to the front and add some access ports along the sides and in the back. That will be a dream boat of mine. Little more flared bow. I think I could see that one being something right there.
Yeah, it fishes nice now.
Yeah.
You know? The
few
only
tweaks.
thing is a few tweaks, yeah.
A few tweaks and that would be
definitely a thicker deck.
Bad mamma jam. A little kind of similar to the Kusa X with the channels to make the rigidity increase.
Yep.
Yeah. It definitely be something. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the new canoe, what is it called? The Nuke Unlimited is an awesome boat.
Yeah.
Very awesome. But if the Jackson Take 2 does a few tweaks on it, I feel like the Jackson Take 2 demolishes it for sure.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because we have a true wide deck.
Yeah.
It's like true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I could spread out my feet no problem, but with the new Canoe Unlimited, and this is before I was on the Jackson team.
Yeah.
I demoed the new Canoe Unlimited. You only get like 24 inches of actually feet room, space, yeah. And how fast are you going with the 1103? With the Take 2?
If it's got just a little bit of chop and it's kind of just light winds, I can get like 6'8", 6'7".
Damn, really?
Yeah.
With a light load, right? No light well.
With a pretty light load, yeah. But if I've had it like 7'6" with a little bit of current and the wind behind me.
Yeah.
I've had it moving, dude. And
as
long as the water's
7.6?
deeper too. Yeah, 7.6 going up a creek. Yeah. It's the thing if you're in shallow water, just like any trolling motor, you're gonna get a vortex where it kind of forms a suction to the bottom if it's within like a foot of the bottom. So if you're in 5 foot plus water, then you really start seeing it excel. And I run mine pretty trimmed up pretty far. I run it to where the shaft of the prop is in line with the bottom of the keel, because I can just trim it up with my little rope, and I can trim it up at about a 45-degree angle, and I can run in less than a foot of water.
Nice.
So I can get back in that shallow stuff, and I can get in there and get out if I need to.
Do you have
get where the
prop
boats
guard?
can't go. Yeah, I have the Innovative
metal?
Sportsman rock guard as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have 2 1103s and 1 403.
If someone went with the 403 on the Take 2, how fast would they be going, you think? Like
5.3.
5.3 with the
5.4, yeah, because I used to get 5.1 or 5.2 on the big rig.
Uh-huh.
And then the Take 2's a little more less drag and stuff without the opening for the drive, for the flex drive.
Did you install the starboard for your deck?
Mm-hmm. I did. Being that it's a wreck boat, it's a little bit, it's a little. It needs a little more stiffness. Yeah, I got the 1/4 inch. It's been fine.
1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I hope to see more photos of that.
Yeah, I've been getting some out there here and there. Yeah, I need to get some overhead shots. I need somebody to come shoot some drone pictures of me.
Dude, just hit
Jacob
me up.
Penny. Hey, Jake, $0.50. Here's your sign. Come and shoot photos. Come shoot some photos. Yeah, I'm working on. I got Michaela Elliott that usually comes and shoots some stuff with me here and there, and then Guillermo Gonzalez been shooting a lot of photos, doing some content work with people.
Yeah,
And he's been killing it too, And I was like, dude, come down and catch some redfish. Let's go shoot some drone shots.
Yeah, I
I
commented on his last post. He had that one with the fish under the water, and then
no doubt.
I asked him like, what's your best tip for getting a shot like that? Because I'm really interested in getting a shot like that as well.
I've gotten a few with it's just a dome housing for the GoPro.
Yeah,
and I mounted it on a clamp, a clampable GoPro mount. Do I have that over here? No.
Can you do that?
Oh. And
Are those expensive though?
Stakeout pole. Yeah, they're like $40. You can order the Telesun or whatever, the cheap ones. You can order them off Amazon.
But what about for the DSLRs like the A7?
Oh yeah, those are probably a little more expensive. Yeah,
like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, they're probably up around that. Yeah, good bit. For
wondering
a true water housing, they're high.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for a GoPro where you can clamp it to something and get it positioned underwater and then kind of fight a fish right around there and kind of get your shots, it's $40. Yeah.
Yeah.
And still get some good photos too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hopping on the podcast. Is there anybody that you would like to thank on the podcast?
Oh man, I should have wrote a list, man. Good grief. I've been very fortunate. I can talk the paint off of the wall. I also host a podcast with the Paddle and Fin Network called Chasing the Tide, saltwater segment on their network there. And then I've had the pleasure of being on quite a few, and I appreciate you first and foremost for bringing me on as well to get on the Double Digit podcast, man. I was stoked, dude. Have some old saltwater guy on here that just don't go catch bass for about 5 times a year. But yeah, Jackson, I came up the ranks with Jackson thanks to, Camille Knoll was our TSM over here, and Aaron Steigen was the team manager that brought me on, and I'll always remember the call I got from him. And it's just as exciting now to be a team manager and call people and hear their response to me offering them a spot. It's just as exciting as me getting on the team. So big shout out to Jackson Kayaks, Jeff Little with Torpedo, my rod builder and sponsor, Waterloo Rods, Jimmy Burns over there, all the crew at Waterloo Outfitters, Dakota Lithium, Yak Gadget, Skinny Water Lures and Grande Bass. Who else? The Chopping Block Victoria. Can't forget about my man John over there with the Prime Meats and Boudin. Dude, they'll be able to ship here pretty soon. Beck and Maston Coastal Bend. Hook it up on the GMCs. I'm in my 5th vehicle from them. They hook it up, take care of the wrap and everything. Real sportswear right here. Got the terminal tackle pocket. So pow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then I'll let the cat out of the bag. And Shimano. I just got put on Shimano this week, so
wow.
Everybody out there, check it out. I'll be throwing those Tranks a lot.
I was just gonna say Tranks.
The Tranks 150, dude. The saltwater, man, it's a badass reel. I've been throwing it in the background a little bit. Unfortunately, I did. I parted with Daiwa, which it's just I got some opportunities with Shimano. I'm gonna take it and run with it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah,
I like those
Tranks, I don't know if
man.
I left anybody else out. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man.
Oh, and Dubro Fishing. You can't forget Brian Schiller, the OG of Paddle and Fin. They got the new twister track knobs with a stainless insert. If you need some little accessory knobs for all your track mounted gear, dude, jump on there because they got all kind of colors and you can accessorize your kayak with those twister track knobs. Got badass rod racks, badass everything, dude. They've been good to me as well. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
Right on. Well, we're going to have to get a recap of the season at the tail end of the year. So
yeah, no doubt.
I'll see you on the podcast pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll be happy to come back, man.
Yep, and then give me a call anytime, man.
Oh, yeah. Always, brother. Like to check in. Get your butt over here to Texas. Be ready.
Dude, I'm looking for a job, man. So if you find anything, let me know. I'm a videographer, content creator, and director of photographer. So hit me up.
Get you up. Get you
I want to be in Texas.
Bring it on.
All right, dude. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Cheers.
All right. Peace.
Peace.